Hi, Nick Dogle, North State Law. We safeguard your professional license. Today we're going to talk about the 4 paperwork mistakes that will likely get your general contractor license suspended quickly. So the first one is a biggie, and this one happens far too frequently and is easily avoidable. So the first one is if you're going to pull a permit as a licensed general contractor, you are wholly responsible for the job. Okay. You need to make sure that all the money is run through that qualified company, or if you don't have a qualified company and you're just a qualified individual, then make sure it runs through you, runs through your bank account. You're cutting the checks, or your company's cutting the checks, that you have all the invoices match up to payments, and that's labor and materials. Do not let your subcontractors pay for a lot of things or pay for anything. Everything needs to be run through you. That includes, so you cut a check to the roofer. All right, when you cut that check to the roofer makes his disbursement or her disbursements to all their employees. That's their business. But when it comes from, a draw from a bank, it needs to come through the general contractor that's licensed, his company, through their bank accounts, and then on down. So there's an easy way to avoid any potential confusion or anything that's going to get you in trouble with the general contractors board. The other thing to consider on this is there are some times where general contractors just, well, I got the permit pulled, this other guy, he's a sub that's working for me for a long time, he can handle everything. Like, no, the GC board is going to look at that as you're renting your license to him. Whether that was your intention or not, that's the way that they really look at that. So you really have to supervise. You really have to run all the money through there, pay for labor and materials, and that's got to be done. And it's best to have as much paper trails as you possibly can. Text message communications with people, especially the clients, which brings us to number 2. Make sure that you frequently and adequately communicate with your clients and your subs and everybody else on the job site. That way there's no confusion on things. Sometimes you're going to run into delays. Well, if you don't communicate properly with your clients, they're going to get upset. They're going to wonder what's happening. Oh, he's not responding to me. He took my money and ran off and blah, blah, blah. But if you properly communicate it, you document those communications, you keep the records of all those text messages, emails. Heck, if you have a phone conversation with somebody, keep a notepad and a pen next to you and just write down, I spoke with Jane and John Smith on such and such date on such and such time. Your call logs on your phone will back it up and say, we talked about this. If you've got some sort of system in place where, each job is, you can input things online for each job, then transfer it over from where you wrote it to your what's client relations manager is what it's called typically. And then also keep the physical copy that you wrote on there. But document all communications with your clients, and best to document them with your subs as well, and vendors, anybody else. Documentation is huge, and that's going to keep you out of trouble a lot. Another thing that you really need to consider for paperwork purposes, and you got to, and this kind of goes back with communication with the clients, but written change orders. You don't want a change order that's just, oh, well, we talked about this and blah, blah, blah. Like, you want set out written change orders, everything to be very specific. You also want to have at the beginning of any engagement with the client a very laid out written contracts as well. So everybody's literally on the same page and there's no confusion there. And the last one that we have of the 4 is going to have, make sure you have your qualifier license linked up with your company, with the company that you're actually advertising as being licensed, if that makes any sense. So say your qualifier in your company's ABC Construction, North Carolina. All right. Well, you've got the qualifier license. Your ABC Construction, North Carolina is properly licensed. You are the qualifier. You got somebody else as a qualifier for it. That's the company with the license. Well, you can't be advertising as XYZ General Contracting Services, North Carolina, if that one's actually not licensed. So you got to make sure that the business that is qualified is the one that you're actually advertising as being licensed, if that makes sense, okay? So those are the four main things. I hope everybody has a great day. Keep building from North Carolina. My name, as always, is still Nick Dogle. This is my firm, North State Law. If you got any questions, please check out the blogs on my website. It's northstatelawfirm.com. You can also check out our videos on YouTube. If you don't find the answers that you're looking for in either one of those spots, please give my office a call. It's 919-521-8810, and we'll give you a free 15-minute discovery call with a member of my staff. Have a great day. Bye-bye.